Guys, it's Mr. Hing here. I hope you are all well. Today what we're going to be doing in the lesson is exponents regarding square roots, cube roots, and more. Okay, so in the previous video, I did a broad overview of all the rules, and these are extra rules that we do need to know in order to get the high marks that we want. So let's have a look. So, Mr. Hing, how do we simplify something like this? When we get this in a test, it's worth 2 marks, and you're like, how do I do this? So, let's get started and let's follow along. Let's read this important rule that I made. Okay, we divide the exponent inside the root by the number outside the root. So in this example over here, okay, it's actually really simple. All we're going to do is divide the exponent inside the root. What is the exponent inside? It is 10. So the exponent is 10, right? But divide it by the number outside the root. So there is a number outside the root. It's an imaginary number. So if you did not know, if you see a root like that, a root sign, and there's no number on the outside, please note that there's an imaginary 2 on the outside. Okay, that is very important to note. Okay, so this is actually saying the square root of x to the power of 10. So let's put that into action. So this is our question over here, and we said we're going to divide the exponents inside the root. So the exponent was 10, so we have 10 over here, and we're going to divide it by the number on the outside. And I said if there's no number on the outside, it means there's an imaginary 2, so it's a square root. So we'll divide it by the number on the outside, which was an imaginary 2. So it's as simple as that. So our final answer will be excuse me, x to the power 10 divided by 2, which will give us 5. So our final answer is x to the power of 5. Okay, so let's actually put that into practice and see how we can do it together. In the example number 1, we have, what is this called? A square root, okay, of the number 4a to the power 4. So what you do is in this example, when we have a coefficient, which means the number in front of the letters, we will firstly deal with that. So the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of a number is basically asking what times itself twice gives us the number. So 2 times 2 is 4, so the answer is 2. Then I just told us this rule here. We will take the exponent inside of the root, divide it by the number on the outside. So this is imaginary 2. So our final answer will become 2a, and then 4 divided by 2 over here gives us 2. So that is how we do it. Okay. All right, let's move on to example number 2. All right, we have, what is this called? It is called a cube root. Why? Because we have a 3 on the outside. So it's the cube root of 9a to the 3b to the 9. So let's do this together. What did I say? If we have a number, we're first going to deal with that first. So the cube root of 9 is what? Is 3. Okay, so that's correct. And then what we're going to deal with is the cube root of this variable. So it's a to the power of 3. What did I say? The rule is, say it with me, you divide the exponent inside of the root by the number on the outside. So basically you'll say 3 divided by 3 is 1. So that's our final answer. So it'll be a to the power of 1. And remember, you don't need to write the 1. It's imaginary. And then lastly, b to the power of 9. How do we simplify that? Again, apply that rule. It will be the 9, the exponent inside the root divided by the number on the outside. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 3. So that's how we get our final answer over here. Okay, so it's actually not too bad once we follow along and get the rules correct. So this one, what type of root is this called? It is a square root. Well done. So what we're going to do is the square root of 25 is what? It is 5. And then we're going to apply the same rule. You take the exponent on the inside, divide it by the number on the outside. So 10 divided by the imaginary 2, which will equal a to the power of 5. And then b is b to the 20. So we will apply the rule again. So it'll be the exponent on the inside divided by the imaginary 2 on the outside. So it'll become 20 divided by 2 is 10. So this is our final answer over here. All right, over here. Great, and then let's move on to something that's quite interesting over here. It's a little bit of a level up. So if you're not following along, you can stop over there and you can make the good notes. What's so nice about YouTube is that you can pause and rewind and replay. So if you are not comfortable with this one, you're more than welcome to stop. But yeah, this does come in the test at times. So please, for those of you who can grasp this, please let's follow along and focus. So number 4 is the first thing that I want to note is that when we have a, what is this called? A square root. Yeah, a square root of a to the power of an imaginary 1. Now, in the previous examples that we did, I said it is the number inside of, or the exponent inside the root divided by the number on the outside. So what that will look like is a to the power of, the number on the inside is 1, divided by the number on the outside, which is the imaginary 2. So, Mr. Hing, what does that actually mean? Well, guys, have a look at this beautiful thing called maths. So this, if I had to take this, right? Let's say, for instance, I have this as a question. Let's say this is question 1 in your test. A to the power of a half times a to the power of a half. Well, we know, I just showed you that a to the power of the half is the same as the square root of just this number over here. So we could actually write the a to the power of a half as the square root of that base. Does that make sense? And then similarly over here, the a to the power of a half is the same as the square root of just that, the base over here. All right, so let's have a look. And how do we actually end up simplifying this, Mr. Hing? Well, if I had to ask you or show you the square root of 4 times the square root of 4 again. Let's simplify these. Well, it is the square root of 4 is 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. And look at that, guys. Look how amazing that is. Well, if we take the square root of the same number and multiply it by each other, our final answer will be the number that's on the inside of the root. So therefore, we can apply the same concept, and we can say if we take the root of a times the root of a, our final answer will be the number or the variable or whatever is inside of the root. So our final answer is just a. All right, so guys, that brings us to the end of this lesson of exponents. It is the other lesson that is very important to apply these rules, okay? And then the last thing is, please comment your questions, okay? I really enjoy engaging with you guys and just trying to help you guys, yeah, answer your burning questions that you do not understand. Um, and yeah, I'm hoping that this lesson today is helpful. And yeah, there'll be more coming along. And with all of that being said, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.